Good morning again. I'm having a little bit of trouble here trying to start my live stream here at 10 o'clock this morning, but I think I'm up and running. I see my face up. I know my voice is okay, and I got my 7 rooms connected, and it seems like it's functioning all right. A little bit of difficulty this morning, but I apologize. It's a warm welcome to Fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace. I've been doing this now for 25 months. That's over 2 years. That's 14 live streams a week I do. And it's all about talking about a government agency called the Child Protection System. That's what I call it. It's abbreviated as CPS for short. A lot of people call it the Child Protection Services. Some call it the Department of Children and Family Services. Some call it the Department of Children's Services. Some call it the Cabinet. But what I've done is that I call it the Child Protection System because this system is found in every state and every county. Every state has various counties. California has 58 counties, North Carolina has 100. And the names may be different, but it all pertains to one thing. In 1962, an act of Congress delegated that social services would protect our children from abuse and neglect. So, of course, some examples: neglect, maybe not feeding the child correctly, not supervising the child, not taking the child to school, um, not clothing the child, not housing, not providing what it is the basic essentials for a child to live on. Those are all forms of neglect. Abuse can be divided into um, physical abuse, psychological abuse, and sexual abuse. Now, physical abuse would be maybe excessive corporate punishment, or throwing a child because you're angry against the wall, or fighting with a child, or hurting a child with other kinds of weapons. It's really sad, but a lot of anger sometimes comes out exerting against a child. That is called physical abuse. Psychologically, is demeaning a child, putting a child down, bullying a child. Those kinds of things are detrimental to a child's well being. And lastly, doing sexual acts with children is wrong. That is wrong, and it needs to be not done at all. And so those are areas of abuse and neglect. That's what CPS is all about. So what's happened is that the government felt in '62, after so many years, and long before, I mean, long after they had the humane treatment of animals, decided to protect our children. So they mandated that they be protected from negligence and abuse, and also they want to have family reunification. The purpose of that is that they found out from studies the best parents to raise our children are the biological parents. And so, if a parent makes a mistake, they feel through parenting classes or programs like domestic violence or drug rehab that the parents can be rehabbed and the child can be returned and the family can continue on. But what has happened now, all that it's changed a lot. What's happened now is that over half of the CPS, the child protection systems, are corrupt or rogue. And how I know that is from talking to over 2,900 people. And these are people that are that have come on my show all the time, that come on my show all the time. Now, I do want to point out, want to know who I am. I'm a loving father and a husband. I have 43 years of marriage experience and over 61 years of working a lot of life skills. They say the average working in my field is 42 years. I've been working 61 years. Not all in the same field, but that's how long I've been working. But I do care, and I come on here to try to help you. I do care to help. I do care. And so I just, I been fighting CPS for the last 15 years. It started with me in 2010 when I lost my job through no fault of my own. Unfortunately, I dealt with a very corrupt agency. And the person making the complaints was a layperson. There's two kinds of reporters: lay people and professionals. Professionals are your school teachers, your doctors, your nurses, your principals, your caregivers, the police, the fire. They are professionally supposed to report any abuse. Anyway, uh, in my case, it was a family member, my in laws, my wife's mother and father, and three sisters and her brother. We're calling in for 5 years reporting things that weren't true. And every week I'd have to tell them, nope, that's not happening here. Nope, I show them the utility. I do pay utilities. It was stupid things. But CPS is looking at the money aspects of things than rather to really help out families. They've been become blinded by the lure of money. It's $1 trillion business. Money flows easily. It flows easily. And so, with that being said, um, they've become corrupt, meaning that they're more interested in the money than they are interested in helping out the children. Now, I do need to tell you that what I'm giving you is not legal advice, but for educational purposes only. I'm not an attorney, I'm not a lawyer, but the things I do tell you about is from personal experience for over 2,900 people. Now, if you want legal advice, I have an attorney, Vincent W. Davis, that you can call at 888-888-6582. He's a wonderful attorney. He is schooled in the areas of juvenile law, family law, and dependency law, which are the three areas that you need to fight CPS. Now, He's been fighting CPS for 40 years. He's a trial attorney. And when you call in, you're going to reach reception. Make sure you tell them that Bob Pace sent you. Also, when you speak to Mr. Davis, make sure you tell him that Bob Pace sent you. Now, there's several ways that you can contact him. You can contact him via text. It's scrolling across the bottom of my screen, and he can reply to you with a private text. And there's a $10 charge for a private text. There's a $15 charge for a private call from Vincent Davis, and a $25 charge to be a guest on a 30-minute live stream with Mr. Davis. You just send, via Cash App, Apple Pay, or Zella. Use your bank account or charge card to 310-308-7758. It's rolling across the screen there. Also, you can interact with this room by doing emojis. We can do a thumbs up, a heart, a smiley face, or even send stars. Now, if you want to text a message, another way of interacting is that you make it a question or a comment about CPS. All I ask is for your first name, your city or country, your state, and if you're outside of the United States, your country. Now, we have lots of countries. We have 25 countries so far that have either participated or text in. They've either called or text in. And now the countries so far have been Indonesia, Bangladesh, and India. Then up to the Middle East has been Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and Libya. Then over to the continent of Africa, it's been Liberia, um, Sudan, Republic of Congo, um, Then to Rwanda, then down to Mozambique, then to South Africa and its provinces, up to Europe, it's United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, then over to North America, across the pond, it's Canada and its provinces, the United States, and all 50 states have either called or texted in. In fact, I've heard from Washington, D.C., then south of border Mexico, then in Central America, Belize, and then in the South America, north of Brazil, on the east coast is Grenada. Then across the South Pacific to New Zealand, and then to the land down under Australia and its states. So that's 25 countries and over 2,900 people. And I do want to help every one of you with your questions, your concerns. You can ask me, and if I don't know it, I'll find out, and I'll work with you to resolve your issues. I'll work with you to resolve your issues. A lot of you have come to me about medical trafficking, being wrongly accused, about having your children taken away and not knowing what to do. And I've come up with 5 rules that will help you. And I've talked to them in depth on my shows. All my shows are recorded. All my shows are recorded. Rule 1 is always have the right attorney. You need to have the right attorney to navigate and deal with the agency that's so corrupt. Remember, fighting CPS is like open heart surgery. It's very difficult and it's got to be done by professionals. That's why you need a lawyer trained in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. Now, I told you about earlier in my morning about Vincent Davis. Not only has he fought CPS and gotten back, but he's also a trial attorney. He can do civil lawsuits when your civil rights and your constitutional rights have been violated. He's won millions of dollars back. He's the real deal. So it's so important you have an attorney that would fight you. Now, a lot of you say, I got a court-appointed attorney. That's not going to be as good as a real attorney. The court-appointed attorney works for CPS. They're paid by CPS, and they will not necessarily fight your case. Now, another way to interact in this room is be a guest. I can have up to 9 of you. All you have to do is email me at bobp@vincentwdavis.com. bobp@vincentdavis.com. Make sure to include your name, your email, and your phone number, and I'll forward it on to my show producer, who will send you a link to my software application, StreamYard, and get you on to the live stream. Rules are simple. We don't talk about politics. We're respectful of one another. We do not eat food or smoke on the show. No profanity. We do not use the names of children, judges, or social workers. It's very important that we stay specifically on CPS. That's what we're here for. Now, I can take up 9 of you as a guest. Lastly, you can call in at 626-698-0990. That's my phone number. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to have calls from you. I'm a resource of information, and I understand, and what your issues are. Now, besides attorney, where rule number two is documentation. You need to get documentation. You need to get documentation. And that means to create a notebook with tabs in it, organizing your documents. And documents are going to be like your court orders, your paperwork from social services, any drug tests that you're taking results, the um, things like um, a time log of incidents that happen along the way. Incidents or events can be dated by date and time. You list the oldest one first, and you only need 3 lines. The first line is for all the logistics, the date, the time, whether it was in person, the location, or on the phone number. And then you put the people involved, who you were talking to, and who was involved. The second line is a summary of the incident. It can just be a simple 1 sentence summary what the incident is all about. The third line is the outcome, the results. And if you don't know the results, leave it blank and come back later and fill it in. Skip a couple lines and do the next incident and the next incident and the next incident. After 6 months, you'll have a lot of incidents. You're not going to remember them all. And I'm telling you, these cases seem to go a minimum of 1 year and longer. And so it's important to have that documentation because you'll be asked by the courts, you'll be asked by your attorney, and it'll be an easy way to refer back to because some things are really important. Now, rule number three is we do not talk to social workers, do not let social workers in the home, including police. We do not give up our children and let them inspect our home. That's visits to the home. There's also the second part, which is medical trafficking, is where you take a child into urgent care or emergency room and a social worker intervenes. You have to understand they're working in there, they're hiding in there, hoping to get something. Now your room is like your castle. Your door is closed, and your drawbridge is up, so they can't come in. There's only 3 ways that people can come into your home. One, you let them in, or a family member does. Two, there's ongoing shouting and yelling and hurting of a child in the background. They're going to come in. And three, they have a court order, a warrant to come into the home. But they're still going to come in. I have a case in Montana where a woman was refused to let them in, but they broke the door down. They broke the door down. And she was just with her little 5-year-old son. You just remember not to talk to them. If you encounter them outside, just ask them if this is a legal matter. If it is, then you have the right to have your attorney present at all times. So you say, I need to get my attorney present. That's one way to stop them. You know, they're only supposed to take children in danger, but they take children, and parents like me are stupid enough to give them away. And I've given away. I have 6 children I help raise. 3 of them were involved in CPS. Rule number 4 is about how to use the internet effectively. There's Chat GPT, which is a good source of AI information. Chat GPT. Should look into it. It's free. You ask it the questions, it'll respond. So it's a good thing. Um, Also, when you use the browser, it's important that you put the city, the state, and the country, and then spell child protection system out. Child protection system. Then put the question you're looking for, like an attorney, or what a 388 motion is, or what a 180 hearing is, or you want to know about the Indian Child Welfare Act of 1978. So make sure you use the internet. Spend hours and hours and hours and hours. I think over 1,000 hours you have to spend to know about CPS. You have to know about your adversary. You have to know how they function, what that area is bad, because every place is different. No two places are the same. Now, people are come and go, and I don't know if this is a bad week or a good week, but I'm here to help you. All you need to do is ask. Now, Rule 5 is to make copies of important documents, your child's grade reports, your driver's license, your marriage certificates, the birth certificates of your children and yourselves, your your report cards of your kids, any school records. Make copies, put all in an envelope so that way you have it ready available to present if the questions come up. So those are the 5 rules. And it's important you try to utilize them because it will save your family, because it's very important that you don't allow them in your home. Now, welcome to all the ones that are in this room. Um, Appreciate being here. I'm here to help you. So please text me a message. All I ask is your first name and the location of you. That'd be great. Now we're at the halfway mark. My show ends at 11 o'clock in about 13 minutes. It's 10:47, so that's when my time will end. That's when my time will end at 11 o'clock. Now, hope everybody's out there is doing okay. I guess with a lot less questions, seems like maybe fighting CPS is getting better. I don't know. I love to hear from you, though. Now, um, when you hear the knocking at the door, don't answer it. You don't have to. Try to be in the back part of the house. You don't know who's at the door. It's like strangers. You should have a special knock or a special ring for strangers at the house. Um, I find it sometimes difficult to relive the last 15 years because what they've done to my family is terrible. I lost my forever home. I can't get work because of CPS, my background. It's terrible. It's terrible how they can ruin a family, all through false allegations. Oh, boy. Now, I'm going to take down my phone number because it's close to 11 o'clock. We'll be closing down, so I can't take any more phone calls. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the what's called the Doge. It's the Department of Government Efficiency. Now, this is a government agency that was created by Donald Trump, our president, in January to investigate the corruptness of our federal government entities. There's been long talks that things are very corrupt there. So he's doing all that. And one of them is social service being investigated now. And in tune, the child protection system will be investigated because it is very corrupt. Now, if you go to the website of Doge, you'll see a lot on there. They'll tell you exactly what they're doing, what they've accomplished, and what money that they've saved. They even offer a full-time job, a career job, not an hourly job. And if you want to ask a question or talk to them, their phone numbers are listed. They are working phone numbers. Area code 202 is the White House. And furthermore, if you want to send something that you want to investigate, doge at mail.house.gov is the email. So you can email them. Now, you try to resolve it at the county level through a supervisor, a manager, or the director. If you can't get it resolved at the county level, you end up going to the state level and talk to the civil rights coordinator at the state capitol, whatever your state capital is. And that civil rights coordinator is supposed to help you. If that doesn't help you, then you have to go to the federal government. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Contact Doge. Contact Doge. Because you'll find out you have to fight CPS. It's bad enough when you don't have the funds to hire a real attorney, but you're helpless. They'll walk all over you. It's really sad. They get $35,000 if they get the child adopted in foster care. There's a bounty that President Bill Clinton put on the children's head that if the child gets adopted into foster care, then they'll pay the county $35,000 per child. That's terrible to think about. That's terrible. It's certainly is getting away from family reunification. The government doesn't like to wait, supposedly, for the time it takes to do family reunification. So they choose to do foster adoption. But that's not the answer. Children are abused in that foster setting. It's really hard. But here, you have rights. You do have rights. Um, See what happens. So anyway, that's at the federal level. Now, with that being said, I want to thank all my listeners and all the people that support me. I'll be on again tonight at 7 p.m. That's Pacific Standard Time. 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Please do not stop fighting for your children. If you feel discouraged, come here. I'm on twice a day, 14 times a week. And I'm here to help you. All you have to do is ask me. I'm a resource of information. I care about you. I want to help you. So thank you for listening. God bless you all. And there'll be a brief video at the end of my live stream when I sign off. Have a great day.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last ones left. Put your faith in this. We are